Hey, I'm Grant with Grant's Game Rex. This is the second month of my new monthly series on the best new editions of board games hitting retail. I'm the retail guy, apparently. I do a best expansions coming to retail, a best new board games coming to retail, but it felt worth doing this one because there's a lot of new editions, updated editions of board games coming out. You know, I think part of it is because the world of board games, the world of modern board games has been going for like 30 years now, so we're taking some of the games from, the early 2000s and making new versions of them now. So we got a bunch of great new editions of board games coming out this month in August 2023, so I hope you find something you like here. Asmodee and Eggertspiel are releasing Great Western Trail New Zealand edition. So this is the third in their Great Western Trail series, if you will. There was Great Western Trail, then there was Great Western Trail Argentina, and now we've got Great Western Trail New Zealand. This uses a lot of the same mechanisms as the original games, but it does change some stuff up as well. One is the theme is different. Now, instead of cattle ranchers, you are trying to deliver sheep, and then also you can shore is that how you say it? I don't know. You can get rid of the wool on the sheep and sell it. You can cut the wool off. Shorn? Sure, I don't know. I'm not versed in sheep lingo. I'm not a sheep guy myself. This is a heavier weight game, as all of the games in the series are. Some of the other specific things, if you want to know what this changes from the original Great Western Trail, there are new cards that are simple to manage while opening many ways to develop your strategy. There's an additional type of delivery with wool. There are new workers, the sheep shearer. Half of the neutral building tiles are double-sided and will change mid-game to give you new opportunities. There's also there's a sea route, and you can have ships that travel over the sea route. And there's a unique endgame mechanism, and a new bonus tile market streamlines the upkeep of the game. So if you're a fan of Great Western Trail, check this one out. Plays 1 to 4 players in 75 to 150 minutes. Bitewing Games is releasing Vadis. Well, this is a re-implementation of Reiner Knizia's classic negotiation game, Vadis. And so in this one, it changes the artwork and the theme. Now, instead of people, you are animals at a zoo, and you are trying to be the top animal at the zoo. You're trying to run the zoo. You are the animal that wants to run all of the other animals. The classic Quo Vadis it's just a straight negotiation game, and this one is as well. You are essentially negotiating with other players on your spot, trying to reach the top of the board, and it really is like a pure negotiation game. You are just talking and debating and offering things and making deals all over the board. Some of the other things that this this version changes from the original version, it enhances the 3-player game and tailors the board to all player counts through neutral, bribable figures, the roaming peacocks. So now it's not just negotiating with the other players. You can negotiate with them, but you can also negotiate and make deals with these neutral players. It widens the player count with a second game board to allow for 6 to 7 players. It expands the possibility for strategic negotiation with asymmetric animal abilities. You will be playing as an animal that has a different ability than the other people playing the game. It increases tactical opportunities with new special laurel tokens. It has the all-new artwork by Kwanchai Moria and Bridget Indelicato. And it has chunky animal figures and functional player screens. So if you like the original, but if you felt the art wasn't good or the components weren't good, or you wanted to play it with more than 5 players, all of those things get solved here with this new version, Vadis. Plays 3 to 7 players in 40 minutes, they say. Blue Orange Games is releasing Next Station Tokyo. This is the follow-up game to Next Station London. Basically uses the same mechanisms as Next Station London, but sets it into the world of Tokyo. Next Station London only came out very recently. It is a flip and write game, essentially. You are revealing a station card and then drawing subway lines on your map. And you have to optimize your subway network to collect a maximum number of stamps and stay connected to the central green loop to earn as many points as possible. So thematically, this is Tokyo, not London. It's a different map too, so that it'll change up the gameplay based on, you know, it's a different board that you have than Next Station London, but mechanically still plays the same way, where you're flipping cards and drawing subway lines. This one plays 1 to 4 players in about 25 to 30 minutes, and it is a fairly lightweight game. Crowd Games is releasing Bestiary of Sigilum Collector's Edition. So if you don't know Bestiary of Sigilum, that game came out in 2014. Came out in 2014. This is a new version of the game. It has updated art, new components, still plays the same, but you know, part of the idea of it was these new design and illustrations being reworked. It will give a more immersive experience to the players, will set them in the world of these fierce fantasy battles. If you don't know Bestiary of Sigilum, you are playing as different characters. The characters have asymmetrical abilities, and you are fighting everybody else on this board of hexes and trying to defeat their castle. If you can defeat their castle, you win the game. So you can play it. It's 2 to 4 players, plays in 40 to 60 minutes. But it is a game that, you know, doesn't have random event cards or hidden information. You are just, you know what everybody can do, and you are trying to outsmart them, move around the board, and fight them and defeat their castle. So that's Bestiary of Sigilum Collector's Edition. Dolphin Hat Games released Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup Edition. So if you weren't paying attention, the Women's World Cup just ended a few days ago. Or I suppose by the time this video comes out, it's like a week ago. And congratulations to Spain for winning it. It was a pretty disappointing tournament for the United States, but that's okay. We're going to learn from it and get better. I watched a bunch of the games, even though they were in the middle of the night. So it just ended, but the Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, if you don't know the base game, it's a very small box card game, very family weight, good for kids, and you are slapping cards a bunch. You are saying the phrase Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza, and when the card flips up that matches the word in the phrase that you are on, everybody's got to slap. Well, this Women's World Cup edition has the same base gameplay, adds a few new special cards to the game. Like, for instance, there is a goal card, and when that comes up, everybody has to raise their hands and celebrate. You know, adds sort of thematic soccer-y things to the game of Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza. And then adds, you know, some new artwork and look that really matches the FIFA Women's World Cup as well. So if you're a fan of the Women's World Cup and of slapping things, check this game out. Flat River Group, in association with Yellow, is releasing Get On Board, Paris and Roma. They recently, or not that many years ago, released Get On Board New York and London. Those had New York and London maps. This is now having Paris and Rome maps to the game Get On Board. So like Next Station Tokyo, this is the same mechanisms, but now a sort of new map board that you can use. This is also similar to Next Station Tokyo in that you are revealing a card and then plotting an ideal route for your bus route, your bus stations. This one, though, you're not just drawing it onto your board. You actually have little wooden pieces, and you are making a route on the board. One of the interesting things is you reveal a number, and that number refers to the amount and the shape of these little, lines that you have to put on the board. So everybody is going to have a different board, in the sense that when I reveal the number 2 ticket, my number 2 is going to look different than your number 2, which is going to look different than your number 2. But we all have the same overall shapes, so we're all going to be adding the same things to the board. It's just the order that we do them is going to be different, so our route is going to look different. And you are moving around the map and trying to get bonuses for picking up certain passengers, for visiting certain locations, for building your route in certain ways. And so, whereas the first one had New York and London, now we've got Paris and Rome, and it thematically adds some stuff to that too. You are going to pick up romantics and flirts and things like that, because those are romantic cities, Paris and Rome. They're like the most romantic cities in the world. Take that, Los Angeles. You have no romance. All right, Floodgate Games is releasing Sagrada Artisans. This is a legacy version of the amazing game Sagrada. So if you haven't played Sagrada, it is a dice placement game where you are having to put dice into your stained glass window, and you have to follow restrictions based on the color of the dice and the pip number of the dice. And so this version of it has a bunch of different chapters, and it is a legacy game, so you will be playing through the different maps and actually using colored pencils to draw in. You're not just placing, a dice there. You are actually coloring in the spot, and then based on the way you do, it's going to give you abilities and unlock new tools that you can carry with you throughout the campaign. And one of the cool things about a legacy game is that your game is going to be different than my game. You're going to play something totally different. You're going to make different choices, and at the end of the whole legacy game, your Sagrada board is going to look very different than mine. And so, one of the nice things about this one, though, a lot of legacy games are, more heavy, more difficult to get to the table, harder to play through. This is a little bit lighter of a weight legacy game. It's a 2.0 on BGG's complexity rating. Plays 2 to 4 players in 45 to 60 minutes. So if you've always been a fan of Sagrada, this is a fun way to, add some new stuff to the game, Sagrada, for you. Sagrada Artisans, a legacy version of Sagrada. Gigameek and Hachette are releasing Critical Sanctuary. They released last year, I believe, they released Critical Foundation. This is a new version of the Critical series. They're all using the same mechanisms but have different storylines. The idea of the Critical series is that it's constructed like a television series, and it plunges you straight into 9 heart-stopping episodes of 30 minutes each. So this uses the same mechanisms as Critical Foundation, but it has a totally new storyline. And part of the idea of these is that they're supposed to be like an introduction to RPG stuff a little bit. This is kind of the world in between an RPG and a board game. The story of this one is, beyond the Naveen Sea, something strange is unfolding on the Crescent Archipelago, the cradle of the gods. Tombs that have long lain dormant have awakened, and ancient tales of monsters now abound. That's good writing, okay? That makes me intrigued. That makes me want to check it out. So if you want something that's like a little bit more RPG feeling, check out Critical Sanctuary Season 1. Hachette, in association with Studio H, is releasing Suspects Eternal Detective. Suspects is a game they released a few years ago. It is a mystery game. It's a problem-solving game where you are going to be doing puzzles, escape room type of things, but you are solving a storyline mystery. And in this version, you are playing as the theme is you're embodying Detective Claire Harper at different stages in her life, from her school days to tranquil Swiss lakes, as well as the first post-war Olympic Games. Claire Harper is very much an Agatha Christie type of character. So if you've read a bunch of Agatha Christie novels, you might like this one. There are a bunch of different chapters, a bunch of different stories to unfold, and you are reading clue cards to progress through the plot like a book. It really fosters discussion between all the players. It is a cooperative game, but you'll be talking a lot and floating theories and trying to figure it out. And one of the interesting things that it does different from other mystery games like this is that you are going to answer questions about the case, and the faster you answer them, the more points you will score as a team. So you don't want to act on your hunches. You want to try to come up with the answer as quickly as possible. Plays 1 to 6 players, 60 to 90 minutes, and I believe there are 3 different storylines in the game, sort of 3 chapters to play through. So if you're a fan of mystery solving, then check out Suspects: Eternal Detective. Cosmos is releasing the Legends of Andor: The Eternal Frost. This is a game set in their Legends of Andor series. So you pick your hero, you work together in search of the source of some dark magic, because an unnatural cold is spreading across the land of Andor. This is a standalone game in the series. You don't have to have played other Legends of Andor games. But this one has a double-sided game board, and it reveals new allies and unexpected dangers. There are 4 scenarios in the game, allowing for variety and increased replayability. Plays 2 to 4 players in 60 to 90 minutes. So if you've played some of the other Legends of Andor games, then check out Eternal Frost. And it is family weight game. This is a thing you can play with the whole family. Play through, and it's cooperative. You got to work together to brave the dark menace. Pandasaurus Games is releasing District Noir. This game was first released as a game called Throne and Grail. And this uses a lot of the same mechanisms of Throne of Grail, but has a whole new theme and a different setting for it. In Throne of Grail, you are playing as people seeking the Holy Grail. But now, instead, it's a gangster setting where you are running a criminal organization and you are fighting to control territories and gaining support by trying every means possible to grow your influence. So if you like the mafia, if you like that sort of a theme, then this is changing it into that. It's a 2-player only game, plays in 10 to 20 minutes. And there are 2 paths to victory in the game. You can win over District Noir's various supports, or you can directly control the city's 3 strategic locations. It is a small box, mostly card game, and so if you're looking for a small box game that plays 2 players, then check out District Noir. And if you like, mob themes, then this one is a good one for you. Has very much that, old noir look to it, right? The sort of film noir look to the game. Ravensburger is releasing Star Wars Villainous, Scum, and Villainy. This Star Wars Villainous is a game where you get to play as the bad guys. I should say Disney Villainous is a game where you get to play as the bad guys from the world of Disney. And everybody has asymmetric abilities and asymmetric play styles and asymmetric win conditions. So that's one of the things that keeps Villainous replayable, is you can try all these different characters. Well, this adds some new characters to the world of Villainous. This is adding Boba Fett. It is adding Cad Bane, and it is adding Seventh Sister. And so, like all Villainous stuff, they will have asymmetric abilities and ways to play them. And it says villains in Star Wars Villainous, Scum and Villainy, can be mixed with the villains in Star Wars Villainous Power of the Dark Side, or they can be used on their own in this game. So you have a way to mix it in with other things, or you can just play this. Now, if you play with just this, it's a 2 to 3 player game, plays in 50 minutes. But if you add other characters from other Star Wars Villainous, then you can probably play it with more than just 3 players. So if you're a fan of Star Wars, hey, this is fun to check out. Rock Manor Games is releasing a new version. It's the 2nd edition of Brass Empire. Brass Empire was one of their very first games as a company, and they wanted to give it a refresh, give it an update. I believe Brass Empire came out in like 2016, something like that. Well, the new edition is hitting retail right now. It's going to have updated components, updated artwork, updated look, but have mostly the same mechanisms. It is a strategic steampunk deck building game where players battle and sabotage other companies to amass economic wealth and influence. So if you played the original or you were always curious about it, well, this is a better time to jump in now with this new and exciting look to Brass Empire. And if you like deck building games, hey, might be a reason to check it out. Scorpion Masqué and Hachette are releasing Decrypto 5th Year Anniversary Edition. So congrats on 5 years, Decrypto. Hey, you made it. You're going to kindergarten. It's going to be weird for you. They're going to make you take naps. This is Decrypto, if you haven't played it, is I think one of the best thinky party games out there. It's a team-based game where you have some hidden words and you are trying to give your teammates clues to get them to guess the right words. But the difference between the Decrypto and most word association games is your words stay the same the whole game, and you're having to give more and more clues on the same words. And so you're having to think more and more outside of the box with every successive turn. And the other team is also doing the same thing, but you are trying to crack each other's code. You are paying attention to the clues they give and trying to figure out which word is where and what if you can figure out the code before they can, then you're going to win the game. So this is the 5th anniversary edition is the exact same gameplay, all the same rules, but it's adding 440 new words to the game. So if you've played through Decrypto a lot, if you feel like you've seen all the words in the game, this is giving you a bunch of different words to play with. It also has a fun new blue box instead of a white box, so it's sort of a collector's edition looking box for you. So if you like thinky party games, check out Decrypto 5th Year Anniversary. Tabletop Tycoon is releasing Everdell Farshore to retail this month. This is coming out to friendly local game stores most likely in September, but it is available on their website now. It's no longer a pre-order. It is available through their website to order, so I thought I would include it in this month's because you can get it now if you want it. Everdell Farshore is largely the same as base Everdell, but it does make some updates that make the game better. I'm sure you've seen a lot of reviewers talking about it, being like, it's a better game than original Everdell, but it is mostly the same game as original Everdell, and I share those same sentiments. I've played it multiple times, and one of the things that they do that makes the game better is in the original version of the game, you could chain some cards together and play a card for free, but you were very much dependent on the luck of the card draw, of the card you needing. This one card could only chain with this one other specific card, and if that card didn't come up, well, you just kind of felt screwed. You didn't get the card that you could play for free, and better luck next time. Well, in Everdell Farshore, instead of having cards chaining based on a specific other card, now you start with some anchors, and you can choose to chain a couple of cards and play a card for free whenever you want throughout the game. And just that one change, I think, makes the game better, because now you're not at the mercy of random card pools. You can decide strategically when you want to play a card for free, when you want to chain two cards together, and I think that makes all of the difference. But that is one of the biggest differences. One of the other big differences is now you have a boat that you can sail around, and sailing the boat is going to get you more points and also get you these treasure tokens you can use to pay for cards. So again, those make the game better. I legitimately think this game is better, but it is 90% the same as Everdell, which is kind of why I'm including it in this new editions video instead of just the best games coming to retail video. So if you've never played Everdell, this is definitely where you want to start. You know, it's a better game. If you already have played Everdell and you have a lot of Everdell content, it's up to you whether I don't know if the differences are enough to make this worth the price tag, but it is a good game for sure. I mean, Everdell is a great game, and this is even slightly better than regular Everdell. So that's Everdell Farshore. Then we have WizKids is releasing the Princes of Florence. This is a game that originally came out in the year 2000, and it's getting its first new edition, I believe, since then. Plays 2 to 5 players in 75 to 100 minutes, and it is a sort of high medium weight game. In the game, you are attracting artists and scholars to your palace while trying to become the most prestigious family in Florence. This new edition from WizKids keeps all of the same gameplay, but has updated art, updated components, a new look to the game. Just trying to give it a refresh, trying to make it feel more modern than something that came out over 20 years ago. There's an auction element to the game. You are trying to gain certain professions like astronomers, organists, architects, and each profession is attracted to a particular combination of building, landscape feature, and social freedom, and players acquire these professions via auctions. So if you're a fan of auction games, then this might be one to check out. It's one that's been beloved for a long time and is finally having its refresh here. So that's the Princes of Florence from WizKids. So that's what I got. Those are the best new additions hitting retail in the month of August 2023. If you want to support me and all the work and the research that I'm doing for this retail series, you're welcome to check out patreon.com/GrantsGameRex. As always, I recommend you share this video with other people. I appreciate liking and subscribing and all that sort of stuff. It takes a lot of work, but I'm happy to do it because I love the comments and stuff from all the community. That people really seem to find these videos useful, and so it keeps me going. All the comments and the subscriptions and stuff like that keeps me motivated to do these, because I really just am happy that they're providing service to the board game community that I love a lot. So thanks so much, everybody. I'm Grant with Grant's Game Rex.